Have you ever questioned if all you believe about relationships, friendship, and trust is just a beautifully crafted illusion? Take a moment before you respond. Let that question deeply penetrate your thoughts. Because frankly, you might not be prepared for the unsettling truth you're about to confront. We exist in a facade, a construct designed to keep us tame, believing in indestructible bonds, everlasting loyalty, and friendships that support us even in our darkest times. Yet how many of those who vowed to stand by your side remain when adversity strikes? How many assurances, once given with a smile, have dissolved when no longer convenient? Stop looking for someone to blame or trying to justify it. The real answer lies within you. It always has. We were instructed to trust, to forge connections, to share pieces of ourselves as though these bonds were impervious to time, shifting interests, or power plays. Yet, the harsh reality that no one dares to voice is this. In the real game, the one played out of sight and off the screens, trust is merely a lure. Friendship is a form of currency, and loyalty, a fragile myth that disintegrates with changing circumstances. This isn't cynicism or bitterness, it's about survival. It's about understanding the dynamics of a game you've been thrust into without consent. And if you're unaware of the rules, you're merely another pawn to be sacrificed unceremoniously. You were assured that kindness would be reciprocated, that honesty would unlock opportunities, that the unwavering love of friends and allies would shield you. Yet here you are, pondering why the harshest blows often come from those you least expected. Want to know why? Because you were never their priority. You were just a temporary convenience, a means to an end. Once their objectives are achieved or no longer align with your presence, you vanish, just like that, without any warning or explanation. The real question isn't why this happens, but rather, why does it still surprise you? Haven't you seen the signs? Or do you choose to hold on to the fantasy to avoid confronting the stark void that remains when you realize in the battle for power you are truly alone? The human mind detests acknowledging loneliness, often disguising it as companionship, choosing self-deception over facing the harsh reality. The moment your paths diverge from those you align with, you're discarded, not out of malice or cruelty, but simply because your utility has expired. That's the brutal simplicity of it. Feeling unsettled? Notice your defenses kicking in? That's normal. It's your instinct to protect your illusions. But heed my warning. Holding on to them won't shield you. It'll only make you more susceptible. Every time you believe a bond is unbreakable, you're effectively blindfolding yourself. And those who cannot see are doomed not to survive. Machiavelli didn't aim to shatter your faith in humanity, but to remove the blindfold, to expose how power thrives on perception, strategy, and the critical discernment of when to trust, feign trust, or preemptively strike. This isn't about becoming heartless or detached. It's about becoming enlightened, because if you fail to grasp the game's rules, you will be manipulated. The discomfort you're feeling, that unsettling sensation coursing through you, is the natural resistance to awakening from the illusion. But if you continue listening, if you resist the urge to shut this video and retreat to your comforting delusions, you will undergo a profound transformation. A part of you will need to die, and it's crucial that it does. Do you still hold that friendship is sacred, loyalty everlasting, and trust freely given? Do you genuinely believe the bonds you forge won't be tested when faced with sufficient money, power, or survival stakes? Do you think people remain noble when their interests are threatened? Let me clarify something in advance. They won't. The sooner you accept and internalize this, the quicker you'll cease being an easy target in a world filled with deceptive hunters. I'm not here to soften the truth. I'm here to present it in its most raw, piercing, and unbearable form. Because only by confronting this brutal reality can you truly begin to live, to strategically engage in this world. The relationships you deem unbreakable, the trust you extend blindly, it's all just a performance. A stage where each actor plays their part until the script necessitates betrayal for survival, advancement, or mere self-preservation. Do you wish to continue believing that love triumphs all, that vows of friendship withstand the tests of self-interest? Go ahead, maintain that belief. But don't claim ignorance when you find yourself amidst the wreckage of your shattered illusions, wondering at what point it all slipped away. And if you're among the rare few who choose to awaken now, who are willing to endure the pain of disillusionment to emerge stronger, pay close attention. What follows is not for the dreamers. It's for the strategists, the survivors, those who prefer the discomfort of reality over the deadly sweetness of lies. So make your choice now. Do you wish to continue dreaming, or are you ready to learn how the game of power truly operates? Because once you cross this threshold, there's no turning back. Once you realize that no one is genuinely on your side unconditionally, you'll uncover an even more disconcerting truth. Your greatest adversary might just be, and often is, the one who once shared a smile across your table. It's a harsh, uncomfortable realization, but a necessary one. Danger seldom comes from afar. It often arrives cloaked in alliance, companionship, shared interests. And the more you overlook this principle, the more exposed you are to unexpected betrayals. Do you know what's more perilous than an overt enemy? An ally who turns foe when circumstances shift. And herein lies a brutal paradox. The more you trust in their unshakable loyalty, the more vulnerable you are to their treachery. Because you don't suspect, because you let down your guard, because you still believe affection can withstand the weight of conflicting interests. It cannot. It never has. The costliest blunder in the game of power is mistaking temporary affection for lifelong commitment. What they pledge today, they will disregard tomorrow if it serves their purpose. And it's not personal. It's driven by survival, ambition, necessity. At the end of the day, everyone, without exception, battles for their own narrative, not yours. Another vital principle you must grasp is this. You must not only distrust others, but also question your own naive desires to believe, your desperate search for authenticity. This hope is your greatest vulnerability. No matter how resilient, detached, or strategic you believe you are, if you still harbor a need for blind trust, if you're still searching for an exception, you remain exposed. And the true predators can sense this weakness more keenly than anyone. Machiavelli recognized this long before anyone else. Politics, warfare, survival. They're not grounded in ideals but in calculated actions, in knowing when to feign closeness and when to strategically withdraw, when to fortify an alliance and when to ruthlessly dismantle it. This isn't cruelty, it's efficiency. It's recognizing that bonds are not sacred, they are merely tools. And like all tools, they are utilized as long as they serve a purpose and discarded when they do not. If you aspire to survive in the real world, you must extinguish the part of you that still searches for heroes, that still clings to eternal promises, because that part is a death sentence. True strength doesn't come from hardening your heart, but from educating it to see the truth behind words, to recognize the fragility of bonds, to navigate alliances without ever forgetting that under pressure, anyone can become a foe. And here's a truth they never told you. In a world where everyone feigns loyalty, real power doesn't lie in finding trustworthy individuals. It lies in making others depend on you. Relying emotionally on another is a fatal error. Making others rely on you, that's the masterstroke. When someone's position, power, or status depends on you, they will remain loyal, not out of affection, but out of necessity. And necessity is far more binding than any promise. Don't seek to be loved. Aim to be indispensable. Don't pursue affection, pursue influence. Affection can wane. Influence, when firmly established, renders you indispensable. And what is indispensable is rarely betrayed. Are you beginning to understand how the world truly operates? It's not picturesque, it's not equitable, it's ruthless. And the sooner you grasp this, the better you'll navigate it. Every relationship, every alliance, every supportive gesture should be scrutinized under the lens of interests, not emotions. Detachment isn't a defect in this game, it's a tool for survival. Still convinced you can maintain purity in the midst of a battlefield? Then prepare to be the first casualty, because in the real world, the naive aren't celebrated, they are exploited, they are consumed. And here comes the harshest lesson of all. If you wish to stay autonomous in the game of power, you must accept that at some point you too will have to betray. Not out of malevolence, not out of disloyalty, but because at certain junctures betrayal isn't just an option, it's a strategic necessity. The true question isn't whether you will betray, but when, whom, and whether you can execute it without emotional collapse. Because in this game, feeling guilt is akin to shackling yourself, and a shackled player is a defeated player. I don't advocate betrayal on a whim.